Hey guys, it's Ms. Billups, Miss Erica Billups, because remember, we are on a first name basis now because this is the third part of our series of marketing games for your classroom. And why are we marketing besties? Because I don't gatekeep and I'm going to share everything with you. Because why am I going to keep it to myself? I want to share. And I also want you to share with me what's working in your classroom. Because what I realized is there's no resources out there for marketing teachers that are fun, engaging, educational, and modern. Okay. There's a lot of things out there that are very old that have no relevance to students today. Okay. And that is why this channel is going to be important. So, again, this is the third part in our VIP PL series on marketing classroom games. And today, the focus, the one you've been waiting for, is an escape room that covers the basics of marketing. This is something you can do with first year students or fifth year students because it's still going to challenge them a little bit. All right, let's get into it. All right, the marketing escape room. It's something that an escape room is a fun activity for students. This could be something you do as a team building activity. It could also be something you do as a sub-plan. That's a lot of what I'm going to promote on here. It could be used by you in the classroom, also a last minute sub-plan if you need to leave it. This is also something when I actually originally created this escape room, it was for my DECA club, my middle school DECA club, for us to do at one of the meetings for a team building exercise. It usually takes, you'll see there's 4 puzzles. You can always add more puzzles, but I added 4 distinct puzzles, and it usually takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to complete. Okay. It looks easy, but remember, these are kids that are doing it and they don't have the wherewithal that we do to solve things instantly, as far as logo recognition and slogans and all those kind of things. Okay. And obviously, all the links are going to be provided to you to the printable PDFs in the comment section here. Okay. So let me pull it up and I can walk you through the basics of this basics of marketing escape room. Okay, here we go. So here's page 1. This is what your download will look like. So the learning objective, obviously a learning objective because, we need to, this is a very serious VIP PLC for marketing teachers that we obviously have learning objectives and I can statements for every lesson that we create. Okay, this is actually fun. You could do this during an observation. A lot of the games you can do during observation because it checks a lot of the boxes of reviewing, deeper knowledge, building a positive classroom environment, discussion. There's a lot of things you can do with this. But anyway, the learning objectives, students will be able to identify and explain the basic concepts of marketing by working collaboratively to solve clues and complete tasks in a marketing themed escape room. Sorry, I just realized my microphone was way off. Hopefully you could hear me. Okay, how to play, split into groups of 3 to 4, start with puzzle 1. This is obviously, you know how to do an escape room, but this would be the printout if you wanted to leave it as a sub plan. Okay, you could leave this and then they know exactly what to do. Start with puzzle 1, logo match, work together to solve the puzzle using the clues provided. When you believe you have solved the puzzle, show it to your teacher. To get the next puzzle, you must solve a puzzle correctly before moving on to the next. The first team to solve all 4 puzzles correctly is the winner. And of course, you have to have big prizes on the line, big prizes like Jolly Ranchers and such. Okay, here we go. The first puzzle is the logo match. What you see here is a collection of logos that are very popular among our tweens and teens. We have everything from Vans to Duolingo and Stanley, PlayStation, Nido. How many of you had to ban those in your schools this year? Sour Patch Kids, Dr. Pepper, and some that are going to be a little more challenging for them, maybe like Skechers or Mercedes. I mean, most know Mercedes, but some of the ones they don't realize that they know Vans, that V is going to be a little tricky. Okay. But this one, they go through, this is the first puzzle. They sit there. You have to obviously give them something to write with. I print these off. You could do something where you laminate them. And have them write on it with like a whiteboard marker or something, but I just print them off and give it to them. and then they have to come show me. And of course, I have the answer keys to all of this in case you are not yourself familiar with these or your sub is not. All right, moving on. Once they're done with puzzle 1 and they've completed 100%, typically what I do is I go up, and if it's time to check them, I go through and I won't tell them initially. I won't tell them what's wrong. I'll say, nope, you have 2 wrong. Okay. Now, if they come back up and depending on the class, I'll go through and I'll make X's by the ones that are wrong. If they've come up a couple times and they just can't get it, or I'll give hints. Oh, the Instacart one is tricky. The carrot for Instacart, a lot of them get a little mixed up with that one. Everything else, Skechers, they get a little confused with, and then the Academy Sports, which is the A with the swirl. I don't care about spelling for this. It's not about that, but obviously if I don't understand what they're trying to say, if it's really poorly spelled, I have them tell me. Okay, puzzle 1, moving on. Puzzle 2 is the emoji bet. And of course, this one is all about the definition of the marketing mix. Now, in your classroom, you may have a definition of marketing mix that's different than this one, but this is one that I put together for the marketing mix that seems to make sense. And if you watched any of my other lessons specifically about like what marketing is and the definition, I like to simplify things in marketing. I think we have a tendency to overcomplicate what it is. Maybe we just want to make ourselves feel better, but it's not rocket science. And so I put this together, and you'll see this is a 2-part puzzle. So when you print it, you can do front or back, but you have to give them the key, the emoji bet key. And it's a little emoji with the letter next to it. Now, if you go through, the smart ones will almost immediately realize that, like Apple means A, starts with A. B, the B is B, C is cat. Now, the only one that's kind of weird is M. It looks like a smiley face. It's a moon. If you like zoom into it, it looks like a moon with a smiley face. K, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. When I did this, emojis made sense, and then it kind of changed with the computer. So everything makes sense instead of K. If you know what that is, let me know. Tree looks like palm tree, but it's T for tree. Y is yacht. I think everything else makes sense. Sometimes they get it right away. J is for joystick, but there's no J's in it, I don't think. Okay, but here you go. So the marketing mix, I'll just read it off to you, but in the answer key. But my definition of the marketing mix is a combination of strategic and effective actions that a company uses to create, sell, and share its products in the market, centering on 4 key elements: product, price, place, and promotion. That's the definition that I use for marketing mix. I know it's complicated, but it makes sense. Okay, so they have to match those up. When they get that done, they move on to puzzle 3, and puzzle 3 is slogan match. All right, so we're talking about all of this is really focusing in on those basic concepts of marketing. All right. And again, so this is something that you can do with your first year students, your first quarter students, first week before you do anything. Kind of getting like, what do they kind of know? Also, it's kind of funny. I do that sometimes. I do this before I actually teach my unit on the marketing mix, and we go over that definition. So I always remind them, I said, remember, you've actually seen this before when we did our escape room. Sometimes they're like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about, Ms. Billups, and that's okay. This also helps them, it introduces them to common marketing strategies of slogans and logos and words and concepts that, you know, can kind of, we can build on, build brand awareness skills, all those kind of things that are part of marketing. But anyway, so this is the slogan match. Down on the bottom, I have all the logos of the companies. And then at the top, I have the slogans. And so what I do for this one is I have them, you can see I have like quicker, picker, uppers, obviously bounty. So they would look at the logo and do bounty. Open happiness, Coca-Cola, Taste the Rainbow, Skittles, all the news that's fit to print, New York Times. So some of them are tricky. This one takes a while. This one takes a while, especially students just don't know all of them. They might have seen it, they may have heard it, but they may not know it. The snack that smiles back, goldfish. Okay, so I just have them right next to it what it is, but this one takes a while for them to do. All right, the emoji bet takes a while too. Even if they figure out the pattern of the emoji being the first letter and the letter that it represents, it still takes a while. Let's see, the last one is a word scramble of all different marketing terms. And I used to not give the word bank. And then I realized like, oh, like I might not even get some of these. Don't tell anybody. But here's the word bank. So the words here are just different marketing terms scrambled up: agency, place, slogan, strengths, marketing, influencer, product, opportunities, weaknesses, investment, sales, business, price, trend, logo, brand, threats, advertising, finance, and promotion. Okay, so all different marketing and business terms that you may touch on. All right, so obviously they would unscramble them, put them next to it, and the winner, the first one that gets all 4 puzzles correct, is the winner. And again, it takes about like 25 minutes for students to do this, but it's super fun, super easy. And now let me just show you the answer key that you can print out, obviously. Here you go. So underneath I have where you can either share it with your sub or use it. Marketing mix, the slogan match, and lastly, the word scramble. Okay, so it's super easy, but it's fun. And that's the point. We don't want to challenge. I had downloaded a long time ago when I first started this escape room, and it was so complicated. And even like I left it as like a sub plan, so I didn't honestly look at it that closely. I just left it and like hoped for the best. And I ran into the sub in the hallway because I was around that day. And I ran into the sub in the hallway, and she was like, I don't know, like the answers to some of that. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, all right, just do what you got to do then. Like, this one's easy. This one the kids will get. They'll feel successful. I always love it when kids come out of the woodwork and are like super good at one puzzle. Like I have the student, and I always tell them, like, I was like, you were so good at that puzzle. This one, the emoji bet, like instantly, like boom, 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 boom. Kids will take over and they'll kind of put it in the group and take the lead, and then the next person will take the lead. But there's something in there for everyone. Okay. So again, I hope you enjoy this marketing escape room. Easy game, educational game that you can download. The link is going to be in the description below. It's going to be available. It's going to be a link to my Google Drive. And I just made it shareable that you can download it. And then I have each puzzle individually so that when you print it out, you don't have to then like sort it, because I hate sorting. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.